Good afternoon and welcome to Best Listener Ever. I'm your host for this channel. I'm a 68-year-old black man coming to you from deep in the heart of Texas, the Gotham City of the South. Welcome. Please like, please share, please subscribe and click on the notifications. We're grateful to the people that are clicking in on the likes. I appreciate the people who have subscribed. I appreciate the people who are viewing. A lot of people are viewing, not a lot, but some, to me, it's a lot. It's better than nothing. People are viewing. I check in from time to time, and needless to say, I check in every morning. And I see slight movement in viewership. I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope that you find something here you like, or something among the several videos I've done. I'm shooting to make 50 presentations before I take a break. The daily grind of doing 3 videos may not seem much to people who have big channels because they get money, they get paid, and that's okay. I'm happy for them. Needless to say, I don't. I'm not doing this for money, but even I get fatigued. The title, a man has to know his limitations. A man has to know or recognize that he can have limitations, and that sometimes we as men, we overreach. All humans do it, but I can only speak as a man because I am a man. And sometimes men overreach. And I may have overreached when I named this channel. It was brought home to me when in going through the channel and other videos and other channels like this one. There was a guy that named his dog in the title and described his dog as the best listener. And in parentheses, he typed ever. Well, I'd seen similar titles. I'm particularly enchanted with a video of a toddler who has climbed up on a table, and the mother is trying to get the toddler to get down, come down, and the toddler is not listening. The toddler's standing on the table and won't come down. She says, "You're the best. You're really a good listener." Baby didn't get down. But I'm talking about dogs. If you own a dog, if you've ever owned a dog, I'm sure a lot of you have dogs right now. The phone is ringing. I'm not going to answer it. I'll call this person back, but I always like to give y'all a look at my communication device. Isn't that miserable? Not to me. It works. They must really want to talk. But I'm not going to answer the phone. It's kind of an inside joke to show y'all my not so smart phone. I do have one, though. I just don't use it to communicate with. Back to the dogs. You know and I know that no one is more devoted to you, pays more attention to you, appears to be listening to you more ardently, more lovingly, more unselfishly than your dog. I fully acknowledge that without reservation. But until dogs start YouTube channels on their own and learn to navigate through the streaming services and all this and all that, and can actually type on keyboards, I am going to maintain that I am the best listener ever. It's incumbent upon you to find someone human mind that is better listener than I am, so you can refer me to them. Okay. With that, I'm going to tell a few dog stories. I don't keep a dog. I would not keep a dog. I'm too tenderhearted to keep a dog. I don't like to lose people. And when a person dies, I feel a loss. And I believe that I would feel a loss if I had a dog that died. And I don't want to put myself through that. Call it what you will. That's just the way I am. But I did have a dog, kind of had a dog when I was a little boy. I think I was in the 3rd or 4th grade. We lived in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Some of you may know it. Tulsa, Oklahoma. And I lived adjacent to an alleyway. And for some reason, this stray dog, a little black dog with a white patch on his chest, came around and I fed it. Not knowing any better. I'd never had a dog before. So the dog hung around to be fed. And I fed it and I named it. The dog's name was Skipper. I named it Skipper. And if I called him, he would come. I think it was a he. I really don't know to this day. But the dog would come and he would keep me company. And this went on for a little while until my mother decided that she was tired of the dog hanging around. She never let it come inside. That was out. No. But she was tired of the dog and she was going to get rid of the dog. So from time to time, she would take my sister and I to the drive-in theater. Some of you may remember drive-in theaters. And she would take us to the drive-in theater and she would put the dog in the car. And once we got there, she would put the dog out of the car and we'd leave. And I took that kind of hard. I took that very hard. Oh, I took that hard. I don't know if I cried or not, because my mother was the type, like a lot of you, you've heard these words before. You need to hush or I will give you something to cry about. See, I just triggered somebody. I know. She would tell you, hush before I give you something to cry about. And it's sometimes after she had struck you 2 or 3 times with whatever she was striking me with. Never her hand, mind. But, you know, if I misbehaved or I disobeyed, I had to pay the price. And she'd flash me a couple of times. And if I cried, she'd say, hush, or I'll give you something to cry about. And I'm thinking to myself, dang, you just hit me. What? Why shouldn't I cry? I thought that was it. Anyway, I'm digressing. But she left the dog at the drive-in theater one night, and I agonized over it. And a couple of days later, there was Skipper. I don't know how far that drive-in theater was, but it was probably too far for a dog to read the street signs. And Skipper came back. And my mother put up with it for a couple more days until it was time to go see a movie again. And she put me and my sister in the car and put the dog in the car. And she drove us out. We watched the movie and she put the dog out and left. Once again, I was heartbroken, but, you know, when it came to a test of wills, there was no contest between me and my mother. Anyway, we got home and I agonized over Skipper being left at the drive-in theater a second time. A couple of days later, he came back. Well, my mother, not to be outdone, took him back out there and left him again. And I guess this time he said, hey, the heck with this. I'm not walking back over there. Obviously, somebody doesn't want me. So I never saw Skipper again. That's the story of my dog. Now, I have a younger daughter, and this will tell you a lot about her. She wanted a dog. She has 2 sons. And she wanted a dog for the family. And she went to the animal shelter and looked at rescue dogs. Some of you are familiar with the concept of the rescue dogs. And she encountered one dog. She said it was at the end of the row of the kennels, at the very end of the kennel row at the shelter. And she was given to understand that this rescue dog had been taken home 3 times before she saw it. 3 times it had been taken out and brought back for whatever reason. I don't think she had a history of biting anybody, but for some reason, whoever took her out brought her back 3 times, 3 different individuals. So she took the dog, took it home. It's a beautiful dog. Her name is Honeybud. She's beautiful. She's in a video, a music video. And she took the dog home. And I met the dog, a more loving creature I've never met. I've never met a more loving creature in my life. I just love that dog. Glad she's not mine. She's a small dog, stands about, I guess, 6 to 8 inches tall. And apparently she's a mini pincher, mini Doberman Pinscher and Dachshund mix. Beautiful dog, doesn't shed, which is important if you're going to have a dog, I think. Some people just love any kind of shaggy dog. Whatever, I'm not into that. But anyway, that's my second dog story. My third dog story. No, actually, did I tell you though? I didn't tell you the first one. This dog in the first video I'm referring to is, I didn't know what it was at first. But then I saw that it was a dog standing in the window of a vehicle, a truck, a car, something, I don't know. And his owner, I guess it was he had a man's name. I can't mention the dog's name because I don't engage in, you can see that, YouTuber gossip. And because the dog's name is on the video, that makes him a YouTuber to my mind. So I'm not going to say his name. Anyway, the dog's standing there in the window, and apparently they're looking at a ski lift or a ski jump, whatever, wherever people go to ski. It's a winter wonderland type thing, snow ski. And the dog's just standing there in the window looking outside, and the guy's behind him. And every now and then the guy would say something, and the dog would look over his shoulder, and then start looking out the window again. And the guy remarked to him, he said, You're the best listener. He told the dog, it's his dog. He ought to know. And that's what inspired the title. Now, the final dog story I'm going to tell you, and you can find this one on YouTube. I'll tell you where to find it too. This guy, the channel holder, has something like 39,000 subscriptions, which is quite large to my mind. The only reason I'm mentioning that is because this particular video has had 21 million views, 21 million views. And I want you to go see it. And it's 36 seconds long. And I can talk about this video because the dog is not the progenitor of the channel. And his name is not in the title. But the scene opens up with a dog in a field with sheep standing around. Obviously, he's supposed to be a sheepdog, I guess. The name of the presentation, the video, is Worst Sheepdog Ever. Look it up. 36 seconds, that's all. 21 million views, 36 seconds. Worst sheepdog ever. And the gist of the story is the master calls the dog. He says, come here, Nelson. Come here, Nelson. I don't know if it's Australia, New Zealand, or where they are, but it's a very It's not I don't think it's an English accent. He says, "Come here, Nelson. Come here, Nelson." The dog's name is Nelson. Nelson. And the dog tries to come to the guy that's calling him. And the sheep cut him off. And every time he tries to run around the sheep cut him off again until he tries to run around the other way, and the sheep all turn around. There's about 20 or 30 of them. They turn around and they keep him from coming the other way around until finally they chase him out of the pasture. It looks like he's leading them, but he's not. No, that dog is running away. And I guess that's why they call him the worst sheepdog ever, Nelson. So those are my dog stories. That's my admission that your dog or dogs, however many you keep, may be better listeners than I am. I'll give you that. But you can't click on a dog's link and get them to talk to you like me. So like, share, and subscribe. Click on the notification. We'll be back this evening at 6 p.m. We endeavor to start on time. I think that's very important. And when we go live, we start the presentation. I can't wait for the day when there are enough of you who, if I can get 10 people waiting or 10 people who are watching, one among you may decide to click on the link. I'd like to think so. I'd like to hope so. Let me open the chat. I hope it's showing. It should. But that's my presentation for the 4 o'clock hour. And I hope that some of you will join me at the 6 p.m. Central Standard Time hour. Until that time, don't let anybody make a monkey out of you. I know I say it repeatedly because people don't seem to get it. Don't let anybody make a monkey out of you. It may be too late, I know, but it's never too late for you to pull back and recognize that you're being made a monkey of. Don't make a monkey out of yourself, which is a little harder for people to realize sometimes. Don't make a monkey out of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Take care. Peace.